This is the 2017 Corvette C7 Grand Sport Collector Edition. The latest member of the Corvette lineup carries on the racing spirit of the original 1963 model, combining the power of the legendary 6.2-liter V8 engine with the lightweight race-bred chassis and aerodynamics package that provides a ton of grip. The V8 engine produces 460 horsepower and catapults the C7 from 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds. Further, the Grand Sport Collector Edition is a limited production edition and features an exclusive tension blue leather interior. But now, enough of the talking, let's go for a ride. So I wanted to do this video on the Corvette C7 Grand Sport Collector's Edition, and as soon as I left the house it started to pour rain. It's incredible. There is thunderstorms everywhere. It's raining for like 1 hour. I'm waiting. So sadly we have to do it like this. Jesus, it's not stopping. Guys, look outside. It's just pouring rain. This is like really bad karma, you know? You have a really cool car, a sports car, a very sharp looking car, a rear wheel drive car, and it's pouring rain outside. Dang it! These are some really nice roads, but we can't do anything with this rain, damn it!
A few moments later.
After moaning for some time about the weather, I found out how to turn off the traction control. And yeah, you can have some serious fun with the Corvette in the rain. So the weather got a little bit better now. It's still raining, but at least you can hear me now. And yeah, at this point, I think we can move over into sports mode. So we have like 4 or 5 different modes with the C7. On the one hand side, the eco modus, so if you want to save fuel, then the tour modus, the sports modus, and also of course the racetrack modus. And I just saw that there is also a weather modus that I've forgotten to use when it was pouring rain outside. So let's put this car into sports modus. So the steering gets a little bit stiffer, the exhaust gets a little bit louder, and all in all the car just gets a little bit more sporty. And I want to show you guys that these cars nowadays are not that difficult to drive anymore. You have so much like bits and bobs that help you to drive these like massive horsepower cars. I mean, okay, 460 horsepower, it's not like a huge number, but it's still like 460 horsepower. And this car only weighs like 1,600 kilos. It's quite heavy for a sports car, but still, you know, it really goes. Oh, did you see that? So I went full throttle and it still went. And this car is so controllable. It's unbelievable. Honestly, when I, you know, they gave me the keys to drive this car, I thought, oh God, this car is gonna kill me, you know. But everybody can drive this car fast. Fast, guys. Honestly, I'm really enjoying this. Even though it's not that practical, it's small, there's not much luggage space, but this car is, for example, if you want to go for a drive in the mountains or like a coast road and you want to have some fun and you just press the left shifter pedal, and you have this. This car is insanely good. Really, I really enjoy this one. I'm a big fan of small steering wheels, and Corvette has done this perfectly. Honestly, this is like the perfect steering wheel. It's not too much, it's not too fancy. The steering wheel is small, it looks good. Of course, a little bit of carbon trim in the bottom, and the best thing about sports cars are Alcantara steering wheels. Perfectly done. Alright guys, so as you can see, it finally stopped raining, so we can have like a small walk around the C7 Grand Sport Collector's Edition. And as you can see on first sight, it has this Watkins Glen grey metallic color. Looks pretty awesome with some blue accents that are really all around the car. Next to the color, you have like carbon fiber everywhere. For example, here you have this massive front splitter made out of carbon. Of course, the side skirts all out of carbon, and of course the rear wing. And this thing is massively ridiculous. Look at it, it's like an ice cream scoop or whatever. You have this normal wing over here, and you have like this huge gurney flap right on top. A typical Corvette feature is of course these 4 exhaust pipes. It's really ridiculous how big these are, and you have 4 of them. It's like 4 huge trumpets, and you almost can put your fist into it. Oh, it's so hot. The next thing are the wheels on this car. Just have a look at the rear of the Corvette, and you can see how wide these rear tires are, and they produce so much grip. For example, if you want to go on a racetrack, and if we're talking about racetracks, you always need good brakes. And this is the right stuff. The interior of this car is a bit strange in my opinion. Of course, you have like this sporty steering wheel and also the bucket seats that are really nice, but there are a few bits and bobs in here that I really don't like. For example, the blue accents are hideous, honestly. For example, if you have like this panel, this blue panel on the dashboard, it reflects into the front windshield. So when you're driving along, you can't see anything. Other than that, you really have everything you need in here. You have sat-nav, you have cruise control, you have a head-up display, you have seat cooling, seat heating, and there is Alcantara and carbon everywhere. What's also nice about this coupe is that you can remove the roof. So you can drive it as a convertible. In Germany we call it Targa. So you just put these down and open up this lever, for example here, zack, and that lever over there, and you can remove this whole piece over here and you have a convertible. So the last thing that you have to get used to are the new door handles. So the first time I sat in here and I wanted to go out of the car, I couldn't get out because I didn't know where the door handle was. And after like 10 or 15 minutes, I realized, look at this, there is no door handle. It's just a button, so you push like this, the door opens. Absolutely hideous. So all in all, I really like the looks of this car. Maybe apart from the blue accents in the interior that are not that good, but the car is sharp, it's fast, and really good looking. So yeah, let's get back into the driver's seat and drive a little bit more. Alright guys, so it's drying up rapidly, so now we can have some real fun. So I will go into the race mode and into manual, so I can shift a bit, and let's try this rocket. Can you hear that? Absolutely amazing sound, and the car just moves. Holy banoli, like I said, 4.1 guys, this car is fast. Dang it, and good brakes. I'm really impressed by the brakes. Just look at it, how good it stops. Bang! Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so we just have come to a complete halt, and you know what that means. We are in track mode, and I press the traction control button twice. That engages the launch control. So let's have some fun again. So press the brake pedal, a little bit of gas. Oh Jesus! This car is mental. It's absolutely mental. But as you could see, I went into the rev limiter because this gearbox takes ages to shift. That's the only thing that's bad on this car. Other than that, this car, it's brilliant. Look at it. The only thing that I do not like, really that's the only thing about driving of the Corvette that I do not like, and that's the gearbox. Honestly guys, if you want to buy such a car, buy it with the manual gearbox, because the automatic gearbox, the 8-speed automatic gearbox is rubbish, complete rubbish. The time between shifts is so long, it like, did you see that? It takes like really, you know, the computer thinks like, you shift and then, what did he do now? Did he shift? Oh shit, yeah, of course he shift. And that's for such a nice car that you really can drive fast and it's fun to drive. Like a real minus point. So I'm back in the Eco mode. And I found really interesting that even though it's a huge V8 6.2 liter engine, you normally think, oh, it's gonna drink fuel like nothing else. But honestly, the fuel consumption on this car is really good. I drove it on the Autobahn and I had like 10.5 liters to 100 kilometers. That's not bad, because this engine can switch off 4 cylinders. So if you're, for example, driving slowly, you have like a V4, so your fuel consumption doesn't go up that much. So you know, you do not have to pay that much on fuel. I'd really tried this car on a racetrack. That would be so much fun, I think, because it's so low, it's so grippy, and the suspension is so stiff, and the steering is good. I really, you know, for example, this is a car that you maybe would use for a track day. It's not a car that I would use on a daily days, yeah, exactly, on a daily basis, because it's not that practical. Honestly, you cannot you know, put a lot of luggage into the rear. You know, it's small, it's tiny, it's not absolutely uncomfortable, but you know, it's not that perfect. For example, if you want a car that's a little bit better on a daily basis and costs about the same amount of money, I would go for the BMW M4, because the stats are almost the same and you can fit 4 people into it. But you know, this car is just for having fun, just for doing this sort of stuff. Absolutely mental. Okay guys, that was my short little video about the Corvette C7 Grand Sport Collector's Edition. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed my small review, and yeah, thank you for watching. Of course, do not forget to leave a like and subscribe if you want. And we see us in the next video. Thank you for watching.